Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your friend here, Raza is Retro, and I hope everyone is remaining retro. Today on Time to Retro, we are playing Double Dragon V or Double Dragon 5 The Shadow Falls. And for those that know or don't know or do know, Time to Retro is a segment where we play games that we've never actually owned a physical copy of. So we might have played it at a friend's house or at the arcade, or we might have rented it or played it on a demo disc, whatever the case may be, or an emulation console. But we've never actually owned it physically, nor do we plan to. But basically, that's what Time to Retro is, and I decided to go with this one. And as you guys can see right off the bat, I am not doing so great. I had to pause the game right there. Kid just came in. They just wanted to grab something, it seems. So I'll just let them do what they got to do, and we'll get back into it. But in the meantime, yeah, I guess I'll just quickly explain why I chose this game. I mean, for all you guys that know, I love the Double Dragon series. Obviously, Super Double Dragon, the game rather, excuse me, has a very special place in my heart. But I also do have a love for the Double Dragon series as a whole. And what's interesting about this particular game is that there was also a TV show that was made. I believe the show was made first, and then the game was made after. But it's based off the cartoon Double Dragon series, which was made in the United States. It's like a family friendly show. It's a little lame, corny, but it was pretty good. I watched it with my brother back in the day, and we liked it. But yeah, a little lame and corny, but it's because it's a family friendly type of show. It's kind of similar to um, the Street Fighter show, the cartoon show that I'm referring to, the American version. They use the same characters, right, as the actual characters from the game. They try to follow the story, but really put their own twist. But the Street Fighter one, that really puts the twist because it really doesn't feel like a Street Fighter uh, TV show. But that's another topic on its own. But that being said, the Double Dragon or this Double Dragon game, Double Dragon 5, the Shadow Falls, is basically you know is basically coming from that cartoon series. This game, if you're wondering, I never rented it. I never played it at a friend's house or a demo disc or anything like that. Something that I came across on an emulation console. And to be very, very honest with you, I played it maybe once, maybe twice, if my memory serves me correct, definitely once. And what I do recall, because I do remember that very well, is I played it for maybe 2 or 3 minutes. I had a lot of trouble and I turned it off. And as you guys can see, I'm having a lot of trouble. It is not an easy game. Now, I don't claim myself to be a gamer or a very good gamer for that matter. But I think when it comes to fighting games, I think I'm all right. I think I'm decent. Nothing special, but nothing horrible. Um, and a lot of times with fighting games, if I'm not familiar with it, I'm usually able to pick up on something. Some special moves, some combinations, tactics, all that good stuff. I'm trying to do all sorts of things here, different, combinations of move. Nothing is working. Now, I didn't check the command list before playing the game, and I don't do that. But I think in this case, I probably should have, because it probably could have helped. The tactic I'm trying to use here is really just to be a little defensive, whereas in the first fight I was more on the offense. And usually when I play fighting games, even if it's a fighting game that I'm playing for the very first time or for a long time, or it's been a long time that I haven't played it, I still like to play that attacking style. But for this particular game, um, I'm not too sure what the tactic is. Like I said, I'm trying to play a bit of a defensive style, And yeah, it's quite, it's not really working to the way that I like. It's better than what I was doing before, but still not working to my liking, essentially. And what's crazy is, maybe it's just me, but what I've noticed is, like, when I block the the enemy opponent, in this case I believe the name is Sega, they're able to get in quite they're able to get in hits. Whereas in my case, when they block, I'm not able to get in much hits. And I feel like when they hit me, they take off more damage, um, regardless of the type of attack that they're doing. Whereas when I hit them, I'm not taking off as much damage. So maybe that's just me. Um, I've seen better fighters at a daycare center. Ooh, shots fired. That's pretty clever. I like that. That being said, if anybody has any memories with this particular game, please feel free to share. You know me, I always like to hear what people have to say. If you don't have any particular memories with this game, but just with Double Dragon, any Double Dragon game, feel free to share it. If anybody has ever seen the Double Dragon cartoon, please feel free to share that as well. It's always nice to see what people have to say. Um, I'm gonna give it one more go. If I'm able to, basically, I'm gonna play with Jimmy Lee. If I'm able to beat her, I'll continue. If not, then I'll just stop it there. But I don't think I will be able to beat her. She is tough. She is very tough. Um, the game. What can I say about the game? I guess I'll say what I like and what I don't like. So, what I like about the game is I like the characters. I like the character names. I like the character designs. I like how they look. I like the background. The overall look of the game I like. The sound is okay as well, although I don't like the I don't know what you call it, the background, or the announcer. Sorry, the announcer's voice. I find his voice a little annoying. But that's not really a deal breaker for me. The main thing that I have the issue with is like the fighting mechanics. Now it might just be me because I'm struggling, but it doesn't seem like a simple fighting game. Usually with fighting games, if you play them often, or even if you don't, you can kind of get a hand on. You can kind of get an idea of what you know how the game works, different move sets, and so on and so forth. You might not be an expert at the game. You might not beat the game. You might have a very hard time, but like you'll have like an idea. In this case, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm really just button smashing. So that's my problem. And again, that's just me. Maybe somebody else gives it a try, and they'll be able to play it quite well. But I've struggled with this one, as you guys can see, and I think it's gonna end pretty soon. But yeah, I mean that's my main issue with the game itself. I think it has a lot of potential, but it just didn't use its potential properly. Would I recommend it? Probably not, if I'm going to be very honest. But if anyone wants to give it a try, if you're able to get free access to it, then please do so. I wouldn't recommend buying this, even if it's for collection. I mean, yeah, even if it's for collection purposes, I still I still wouldn't recommend it. But if you are able to get free access to it, like through an emulation console or whatever, then yeah, give it a try. But it's tough. It's tough. But that being said, I really appreciate everyone, for taking the time to watch. I will just say that I do have another video coming out in the next couple of days or by the end of the week. So, do be on the lookout for that. Always remain retro, and life is like a game. You decide how you want to play it. All you got to do is just hit the start button. Take care, all the best, and be safe.